What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I'm your host, Reckless Rex Ruger. That's the Alexis Arguello puppet.
And I'm your other host, the flamethrower, Frank Bengz, back with another one.
And we are back. And of course, as you always know, it's going to be another good one. Because when are they not? Our guest is here. We like punctuality. Let's chop it up with him.
Right on time. Right on time.
Right on time. That's what I like. Punctuality. Punctuality, DEON.
What's up? What's up?
Punctuality, man. We were just saying, man, punctuality is key, man. And you're right on time. Hey, we're on time, though, actually, too. But we're always on time. But DEON NICHOLSON, first of all, man, I got to say, we're big nickname guys here. Stellar nickname. Equalizer, strong. Strong right out of the gate, buddy. I like it.
Yeah, man.
The nickname's important. A good nickname is important. Now, listen, man. First of all, I got to say, man, and I don't know. We've asked other people on the show before, but you're 20-1, 17 knockouts. But yet, when I peruse the light heavyweight rankings of the alphabet organizations, it's criminal to not see your name there. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Criminal.
Yeah, I agree.
In any of the four alphabet organizations, I don't understand it. What's a guy got to do to get ranked?
Now I got to think about it, I guess.
Well, you are on your way to doing that, for the most part. I mean, out of all those wins, man, I mean, the majority of them are knockouts. But if I can backtrack and chop it up to you a little bit, how did you get into boxing? What was your start in boxing? Getting in a lot of fights as a kid?
Yeah, man, I grew up in the hood, and, I was always known for fighting. I've been to every juvenile facility in the state of Alabama, growing up. Just getting in trouble, fighting a lot.
Yeah, because you said something very poignant, and sometimes when I'm trying to get my notes together for these interviews, I'll scroll back and check out things on Facebook. And you had a very poignant, honest comment on there the other day about how boxing kind of saved you, that you feel like you'd either be in prison doing a life sentence or in a grave.
Yeah, that's definitely
that's heavy.
The way I would live my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The street life.
I can't that I've ever been away, man, but some of my boys have been up, and that's life, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, really.
Yeah. And so when you got into the sport, who's the one that kind of pushes you into it? Who finds you and pulls you into the sport? Did you have like a mentor or a parent
No, my dad. My dad got out of prison. He pushed me to boxing.
Okay.
So basically one of them things where he saw you falling into the same path, and then he was like, nah, we're not going to do that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
When he got out of prison.
Good on Pops, man. Jeez, good looking out on Pops, man.
Yeah.
So,
so
if I could say, coming up, did you watch boxing as a kid? You know what I mean?
I watched boxing as a kid, but it wasn't really big here in Tuscaloosa. My first time going to a boxing gym, I went to JD's Sky Boxing. I think I was 13 years old. My dad took me. That's what.
Did you have any idols in boxing? I know a lot of guys say Tyson, but I mean, was there anybody that you liked?
Gerald McClendon.
Oh, nice. Yeah, man. We've had Gerald Jr. on a couple times.
Okay.
That's our guy. That's our guy. Yeah, SOG.
Yeah, Mike Tyson. Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, he's from Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
He's another Alabama guy.
Yeah.
And now, when you look around the sport now, man, even outside of your division, are there guys that are currently doing it that you enjoy watching, that you're a fan of?
Yeah, I like I like a few guys. I like Tank.
Yeah, we hear him a lot.
Fan of, Tank, Canelo. I like Canelo.
Yeah.
Julian Williams.
Oh, yeah. J-Rock.
J-Rock.
Yeah.
J-Rock.
Shout out J-Rock, man. We've had his trainer Breadman on a couple times.
Yeah, Breadman, cool. Yeah, I met him.
He is cool. And so if I could ask, man, about your assessment now, you're fighting at light heavyweight, which obviously, there's a lot of speculation. It fell through once, but the big showdown in your division between Beterbiev and Bivol, who do you see coming out of that one as the winner?
I see Better Be coming out
Yeah,
on top.
yeah.
Just think he
Any
too
reason
strong.
why?
Huh? Just think he I just think he too strong.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
he is. He is pretty
Strong guy.
nasty. Yeah,
Yeah, strong guy.
So as we look around the sport, a lot of stuff is like happening with all these YouTubers and all this other stuff kind of coming like to the forefront of the sport right now. What is your assessment of all these like Jake Paul fights and all these YouTubers?
I mean, shit, it bringing more attention to boxing. So I look at it in a good way. Like it bringing a lot of attention to boxing, but it also, you know what I mean, it's like a slap in the face to a lot of people that, do that sacrifice a lot. They've been doing this all their life,
yeah,
So
yeah.
I look at it both ways. Like it
Yeah,
can,
we actually have heard that quite a bit, though.
I
We've heard both
ain't,
sides
I
of the
ain't,
coin. We've heard both sides of the coin with people who are
yeah,
bringing eyes to the sport. But then, yeah, it does seem like a slap in the face when guys have been grinding their whole life, and then these
yeah,
guys just step in and just start kind of flirting with the sport and making huge paydays.
true, yeah.
Yeah.
Even a
But
guy
I
like
ain't though,
even
No, you can't.
even a guy
No,
like
I
Blair
ain't.
just beat Broner. You know what I mean? He's kind of a fair weather boxer, so to speak.
Yeah.
Who you talking about?
Blair Cobbs.
Blair? I think I mean, he a talkative person, but I don't think like he a real fighter though.
Yeah. Yeah.
He a real fighter. I just think he caught Braun at a
Yeah.
on the
Broner's kind of
fall.
on the other side of the hill
Yeah,
now.
he on the
Yeah.
other
Right.
side of the hill now. He didn't enjoy it. He didn't did his thing.
Now, are there any guys that you're kind of angling for, like, in your division? Obviously, you got a fight coming up here in August against Sergio Jimenez. But beyond that, like, when would you like to see yourself on the world title stage? Will it happen sometime in 2025?
Yeah, it should.
It has to, right?
I'm looking forward to it, and I'm ready to fight whoever they put in front of me.
That's
So
the attitude.
So if the winner of Better be Evan Beevil, regardless of who it is, you're ready for either one of them?
Yeah, I'm ready for either one.
That's what we like to hear. That's what we like
Yeah,
to hear.
I'm ready for either one.
Yeah, bring that title back to the United States, right? Let's keep these titles in the United States, for God's sakes. We got to have some American champions,
Yeah,
And so, have you ever given any thought, at all, or are you solid at 168? Have you flirted with the idea of changing weight divisions at all?
No, I'm stay at 175.
I'm sorry, 175. Yeah, I'm sorry, 175. No, but have you thought about like anything beyond that, cruiser or the bridger weight, anything like that?
I didn't fight at cruiserweight.
You've been to cruiserweight, yeah.
I've been at cruiserweight.
But you feel like 175 is where you do your best work?
175, that's my place. Yeah.
Man, I was 175 once, a long time ago. I miss those days, man. So, used to like the Flintstone vitamins too. I see on your Facebook page. Ate them like candy, huh?
Yeah, man. My grandma used to get them things to me.
Me too. They were good, man. Delicious. Yeah. Dude, they were like candy. See, he
Eat
doesn't
them
know,
like
man.
candy.
I mean, we're a father-son duo, man. So he might not
Yeah.
understand. He might not understand the whole Flintstones vitamin thing, man.
Oh, I do. When I lived with my mom, she used to give me the Flintstone
Yeah, they were
vitamins when I
good,
was a kid.
It was like Pez candy. You could just go right through them, man. You could eat a whole bottle of them, man. And so outside of boxing, man, like what other stuff do you enjoy doing?
Enjoy fishing.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it's relaxing.
It's relaxing. Enjoy fishing. I enjoy just being around my kids and family,
How many children?
I have 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls.
He's right there with you, Benji's.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. I got 4 kids too.
Up to his eyeballs with children running around. So, have you given any thought? Like you're 33 right now, so you feel like you're right in the prime of your career, right? I mean,
Yes.
that's usually like those good solid years when you've learned a lot in the sport. I mean, you've really kind of grown into your own. But have you thought about life beyond boxing? Do you feel like it's something that you'll always have a foot in, maybe as a promoter, a trainer, anything like that?
My own gym.
Yeah, that's the dream.
I like my own gym in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, especially because like you said at the top of the interview, there's not a lot of that, you know what I mean, in your area.
It's
So
needed.
to bring that.
Yeah, it's needed. More
It's
gyms.
needed in community.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you rack up a record of 20-1, 17 knockouts, what is the reason though? And we've asked other guys before, is it just a head scratcher? Is it just the politics of boxing? Like why you're not in any of the rankings? I see guys in those rankings with 2, 3, even 4 losses and less fights than you.
I mean, I don't know. I just, do my job, keep winning, keep knocking people down, and just keep pushing, man. I mean, I break through. I mean, it's coming soon. It's coming soon.
Like when you got 20 wins and 17 knockouts, a lot of people would try to label you a knockout artist. Would you consider yourself one, or do you not like that stigma?
I'm definitely a knockout artist,
That's the way to do it too, man.
I'm
Especially with the
definitely a
judges'
knockout
scorecards we see turned in.
Yeah, I got a good right hand and I got a good left hook,
Yeah. And nowadays you can't leave it to the judges either. It's too scary to leave it to the judges.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like, I love to get the knockout, so I train to knock people out. So, that's how I'm coming.
In this day and age of boxing, where we're still seeing awful scoring, and we've always seen it throughout the years, and it's something we've heavily criticized on here before, man. It really is the philosophy that you kind of have to go into the ring with.
Yeah, they don't pay you for overtime either. So.
No, they don't. And
you hear that a lot, but especially where you coming from, the detention centers and stuff like that, there ain't no scorecards.
No. Okay. And now, when you're in those places, do you get into a lot of fights in those places as well?
Yeah, I got a lot of fights, like a whole lot of fights.
You got your street fights in.
yeah, I'd have been in a million street fights.
Yeah, I remember telling me dudes be in the day room, stack all the chairs on top of each other, and then sit on all of them and say nobody sitting, or guard the phone.
Yeah, it'd have been some crazy story. It'd have been.
So, if you could put your matchmaker hat on and you could make a fight with anybody at light heavyweight, is there anybody in particular that you feel like stylistically like you match up with? Anybody in that top 10, that you particularly have an eye on, or that you talk to your team about wanting to fight?
I mean, I ain't got no, grudge against nobody. So, I'm just looking forward to getting whoever they put in front of me,
Yeah.
Whoever they put in front of me,
So to sort of change directions a little bit and kind of find out about DEON a little bit, if you had to put the earbuds on.
Hold on, your voice is getting broken up.
Just went in and out.
Oh, hold on. Can you hear?
Yeah.
All right. So I was going to say, if you had to put the earbuds on and give the best 3-minute round of your life, what song is DEON NICHOLSON going to put on?
Tupac, Ambition of Verada.
Ooh, okay.
I love it, man. I love it. That's one of the best answers I've heard on here in a while, right there, man. Because I feel like, man, when a lot of these young guys come on here, man, and we ask them that question, man, Tupac has not gotten any love.
Yeah, man, I love Pac.
In my opinion, man, for me, in my opinion, and I'm 51 years old, I don't know a lot of the new, current hip hop stuff, like the way my son does there, man. But Tupac, for me, man, I'll say it right now on here. He's the GOAT to me. He's the GOAT, the way he parlayed into film and the way he just parlayed into everything. And he did all of it by the age of 25. Sold millions of records, had been in films, had done so much stuff that guys don't do in their whole career. He's the GOAT.
I agree.
There, I said it.
And just while we're off the subject of boxing and on the subject of DEON, after a big fight, you cut weight and you know what I mean, to weigh in and do all the things. What's the go-to meal that DEON gotta have after he fight?
After I fight? And kind of switch up. Sometimes I like pizza. May do some wings.
Nice. We just heard pizza wings the other night too. That's a popular one, man. You fighters like to hit the pizza afterwards.
Or a steak, you know what I'm saying? Well, I eat that in camp, so.
Now, do you have a hard time? Are you the kind of guy who walks around pretty close to your fight weight, or do you usually have to cut a lot of weight?
No, I had to cut a lot of weight.
You stay right around your fighting weight most of the time?
Yeah, I stay ready.
Yeah, got to stay ready. Now, what's the shortest notice you've ever taken a fight on? We've had some guys on here with some crazy answers. A couple of weeks.
Think like 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
That's short.
I think I had like a 3-week camp for when I fought Earl Newman in New
Okay.
York.
Yeah.
Think I
That's
had
not
like
a lot of
3
time.
week
That's
camp.
not a lot of time to prepare, though, right?
Nah, I don't think so. I think 6 weeks. That's a good for me.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Not even enough time to assess the guy you fighting, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Didn't
Now,
know
what
what
do
you're talking about.
what do you know about this guy coming up that you're fighting? Obviously, like I did a little digging on him. Seems to have a pretty solid record. Yeah, he's up there in his late 30s too. Do you do a lot of scouting on these guys, or do you watch a lot of stuff, or do you kind of let your team handle that?
Let my team do it. I let my team do it. I mean, I watch. I go watch, but it ain't nothing that I just do no day to day or nothing like that. I
Yeah.
go watch and I see what I see, and you know what I mean. Like, but I always know that when people come to fight me, they gonna be at their best. So I don't look forward for him to be nothing like what I mean, him fighting any other guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but I see a lot. I see a lot of things that I'm gonna capitalize on and get them up out of there. Yeah.
And so, what's the worst part of training camp, then, man? Like, what's one of those things that is a part of training camp that you're not that fond of? In terms of like the workout,
Mm,
or are you kind of a gym rat? You kind of like it all?
I love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's painful, but I love it.
There's a reward at the end of it, though, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Even
painful,
the
but
road work.
I love it. Huh?
Even the road work, huh?
Yeah, I love road work. I've been doing this since I've been working like I wake up 4 in the morning. I've been waking up like this since I was like 7, 8 years old. I was raised in like I say, been to all them juvenile camp, boot camps and stuff like that. So it's like I'm already used to that type of stuff. Like waking up
Yeah.
early and starting my day
Yeah.
early and getting up, exercising. Like I've been doing this since I was a child. So like it ain't nothing new.
A lot of self-discipline. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's rare. That's very rare in kids that age, too.
Yep.
That's
I'm
not
a
something.
grown man and I have zero self-discipline. So
I know, Jesus Christ, I can't even imagine getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, man. That hurts. That hurts just thinking about it, man. I mean, I'm up for work early in the morning, man, but 4 o'clock in the morning, man, and go out and run. That's dedication right there, man. Now, now hypothetically, now I can't remember. Did you say you had sons as well?
Yeah, I got 2 sons.
Now, as a parent, man, if your son's wanting to get into boxing, is it something that you encourage or deter?
I wouldn't encourage it. Yeah,
But if they found their way to it naturally, though, you would assist.
If that's something they wanted to do, then I'll support them, be behind them. But I wouldn't encourage my kids to box.
No.
No.
Yeah, I know it's got to be hard sitting there watching your kids get hit.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, but you know, how to watch pops do something, and then they want to do it too.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah. Now, do your kids come to camp a lot, or do they watch what you do a lot?
Yeah, my youngest son, he be in the gym with me a lot, and my oldest daughter, she definitely she enjoyed like learning, just learning.
Yeah,
New things about boxing.
hey, listen, DEON, in this day and age, nothing wrong with your girls knowing how to throw some shots either,
I
man.
know, right?
It's a crazy, it's a crazy
I'm with
world
that.
out there.
Yeah, it is.
Get
Yep.
them girls trained up too, man.
Yeah.
And so how active for the rest of 2024? Well, would you like to be? You've got the fight in August. Would you still like to fight one more time before the end of the year?
Man, if I could fight every 2 weeks,
I love that. I love that old school mentality though, because that is how they used to get down.
I love it, bro. Like, I be itching to get back in there.
So do you see yourself maybe even fighting even a few more times before the year's out?
Yeah, I pray so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pray so. I'm looking forward to being active.
And then 2025 is when you're hoping we'll see you on a world title stage.
Yes, most definitely.
It's overdue, right? I mean, come on, man. I mean, I'm going back to the beginning of the interview. I'm infuriated about the rankings, Deon. I don't know who we even talked to about this, man, but it's infuriating. We just had a guy on the other day, man, who also had a great. We had Malik Montgomery on, and he fights at super featherweight.
Okay.
Just fought last week. He's 17-1. 16 of them are knockouts. Or no, 17-0. 16 knockouts. They don't have him ranked at super featherweight.
Mm.
And then you see guys in there with 2-3 losses, and I just don't understand it. It just seems like a lot of politics. It always kind of has been, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
Again,
it's a shame.
Time and time again, in the words of the great Reggie Sweet Johnson, the politricks.
Politricks. Yep. It really is, though. I mean, it's sad because, you must feel like, holy shit, I'm going out there and I'm doing my job and doing it well, man. Like, where's the reward?
Yeah, absolutely.
Frustrating, right? I mean, it feels like there's a tough mental side to fighting as well.
Yeah, it is. You got to be disciplined in all aspects.
But I feel like a lot of your upbringing, though, has probably prepared you a lot in the mental department as well.
Yeah, you got to be patient, too.
Yeah.
That's why I like
hard
fishing.
to do.
That's why I like fishing.
Teaches patience.
Patience. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Got to be patient.
And so we just saw David Benavidez hop up to your division, light heavyweight, and fight Alexander Vodzik, and he didn't feel like his power, though, from what he's saying, transferred well up there. Seems to be planning on going back down to 168. What was your assessment of him at light heavy?
I mean, I think he did good, but I knew that dude wasn't gonna go away. Dude, tough, man.
Yeah, he is.
And it'd be a big difference when you jumping up in weight classes. The weight, and I think with Benavidez style, fighting guys that was a lot smaller than him, he basically overwhelmed them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Weight bully. So.
Yeah, I think in that fight he did too much of his good work early, and then he ran out of gas.
Yeah,
I think he did beautiful boxing though.
He
displayed a lot of like he showed defense. I think he did good. I just think that due to him, they call him the monster and stuff like that. Like,
you're expecting
when
him
you
to
go
come
to
over.
a decision, when people like that go to a decision, I think a lot of people look at it like, oh, he wasn't the monster, but he did. I think he did a good job though.
Yeah, and I think there's a part of him too that really, really, really is yearning for that Canelo fight too. I think deep down, he wants to say that he's let that ship sail. He's going to move on and carve his own path in his career. But deep down, it's got to be eating at him. You can just kind of tell that he really wants that Canelo fight though. I mean, he's been the number one contender for like 3 years now.
I mean, he deserved it.
He does deserve it. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. He does deserve it.
Yeah, he definitely deserves it. I mean, it ain't too many other people that I like Canelo to fight. I like the Boo Boo fight, but like his activity level and his activity and stuff, with them kind of fucked him up.
They're saying now that the guy that he's gonna fight is probably gonna be Berlanga.
I mean,
no. I thought they had him fighting William Skull.
Nah, it's gonna be Berlanga.
Berlanga.
Well, hey, I mean,
good opportunity.
At least it's a fight that people know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to get some names on his. I mean, he's got a lot of names on his resume. I mean, Canelo, he could walk away from the sport tomorrow, and I don't think anybody would question his legacy. But we've had a lot of guys on here who have said, though, man, that he should take that Benitez fight, that he may retire and look back on it, and he's going to hear he's going to hear it for the rest of his life, probably from the boxing critics that he ducked that fight.
I think it'll happen. It's just ain't gonna happen when we want it to happen.
Right. It's gonna happen when Canelo wants it to happen.
I think it'll happen. I think that'll be a fight that Canelo can fight, and he wins. If he wins, you know what I'm saying, he can retire.
Then he rides off into the sunset. Yeah.
So that's how I look at it.
You said you're a Canelo fan, and this is something that I see a lot in the boxing groups of people saying that when he fought Floyd, like Floyd, definitely beat him. And yes, he did. But I feel like he caught kind of on the early side.
Think he caught him on the early side?
Yeah, like I don't think Canelo was like. I think Canelo was too green. You know what I mean, so to speak.
He was young. He was pretty young.
I mean, he was young, but
But he had a lot of fights under his
had a
belt, though,
lot of
too.
had a lot of fights, and
Yeah,
I mean, once you sign that down the line, I mean, it is what it is.
it is. Yeah, it is
Ain't
what
no
it is.
ain't no excuses, ain't no none. You know, once you sign the dotted line.
Well, so the fight is August 16th, and if people want to catch that fight, how can they watch it?
It'll be on my live stream on Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram.
Okay.
It's in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Oh, hometown fight.
Hometown fight. I haven't fought in my hometown in a while, so you know
That's
what I mean.
always nice.
Feel good to be back fighting here. You know.
And does the city turn out?
Yeah, man. I always sell it out, so everybody gonna be there.
So the biggest question of the night, Deon, the Mount Rushmore of boxers for the Equalizer. Who you got?
The Mount, like the greatest.
Your top four.
My
Your
top
top
four.
Yeah.
My top four.
Your Mount Rushmore.
I had to say Muhammad Ali.
No doubt.
Floyd Mayweather. Henry Armstrong.
Nice. Good pick.
Roberto Duran.
Oh, I love that pick, man. I was just telling somebody today that, in my opinion, Roberto Duran is the greatest boxer that ever lived, ever.
Roberto Duran and...
You nailed it. You only needed four.
Oh, four. Oh, yeah, they're my four.
That's the hardest part is how many faces are on Mount Rushmore. We asked this question half the time. I forget how many faces are on Mount Rushmore. I can't name the actual four faces that are on there.
We've never had a single guy leave off Muhammad Ali. He's on there every time.
But he's got to be, though.
He's
got to be for what he did in the ring and what he stood for outside of the ring, though. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, he was class all the way, man. But I love that you picked Henry Armstrong, and I really love the Roberto Duran pick because, in my opinion, all around at any weight, Roberto Duran is possibly one of the greatest boxers of all time.
That guy, he was here.
Yeah, there's a reason he was hands of stone, man. Yeah, he was just knocking dudes stiff, man. I mean, and an animal outside the ring too. Just an animal.
Yeah. Attitude. I love it. Like I love his attitude.
What'd you say, Benji's?
I said dug deep for Henry Armstrong, though.
Yeah,
Henry
he dug
Armstrong.
deep. Yeah. Well, that's a guy that knows his history right there, man. An old head, man. He understands that. He understands the roles of those old timers, man. They paved the way.
Yep, most definitely.
So, listen, man, I'm glad we got a chance to do this and chop it up, man. I don't want to keep you from the kids and from enjoying your weekend, man. But thanks so much for doing this. Please stay in touch with us. We would love to have you back on.
All right, man. Most definitely.
And we wish you a lot of luck in
Appreciate
August, man.
having me on.
Oh, our pleasure. We'll be watching in August, man. We really appreciate you doing this, man. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank y'all.
Yeah, good talking to you, my man.
All right, y'all.
Take care. Take care, contraire, mon frere. I don't even know any of that. Another great one, man. I'll tell you what, man. That guy looks menacing to me, man. I wouldn't want to fuck with him, dude. He's got experience under his belt.
When he had the 250 table like this, I was like,
damn. Yeah. I thought for a minute maybe he'd come right through the screen and get me. I don't know, man. Hey, listen, man. I wouldn't want to be staring him down, man. Fucking trying to give him dealing with his death stare across the ring.
Hell no. And I'm like 40, 50 pounds bigger than him.
Yeah. That don't fucking matter, dude, man. He's got that fucking eye, man. He's just like, I don't talk shit about nobody. Just line him up and bring him the fuck on. You know what I mean? Like,
you could tell too. I don't know how they breeding him in Tuscaloosa, but he wasn't even too talkative.
No, he was just talkative enough. That's what I like, man. Like a guy who answers the question, gets to the point, and makes his points definitively.
Right. Direct answers.
Not blabbering. Didn't want to talk a lot of shit about Better Biev and Bivol and run these guys down or whatever. Just, hey, I'll take fucking whoever, man. That's a guy that's all about business right there. You got to respect it, man. 20-1, 17 knockouts, man. I mean, you heard him say, man, knockout power in both fucking hands. He's definitely looking. He's definitely studying some of the best. I mean, if you're up on your Henry Armstrong, and Jesus Christ, if you're up on your Roberto Duran, man, I mean, forget about it, man. I was just telling somebody this earlier today. Roberto Duran, pound for pound, to me, is the greatest boxer that ever lived. in my opinion. I mean,
he fought Sugar Ray Leonard the second time.
that's true. Yeah. Well, I don't necessarily think that you can't be the GOAT of all time, man, and not have a little dirt in your fingernails and have a couple of losses, man. Again, that goes back to the Floyd Mayweather factor,
But he quit though.
He did quit. He did quit, and that's not a good look, man, at all, man. But still to this day, if you still go on there, man, and look though, man, he's still regarded, man, as one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Oh no, definitely the four kings. You know what I mean? Are always
one of them.
Are always in high mention.
Well, that's a guy right there, man, that I'm looking forward to having back on because that's a guy that I'd like to talk to after his victory, man. He seems like he's really dialed in and focused. He probably. Well, yeah, August 16th, yeah, he's probably right around in camp mode right now or just getting ready to go into camp mode, depending on if he likes a 6 or an 8 week camp or whatever, man. But he looks fucking focused and determined and all about business right now. So I feel really bad for Sergio Jimenez on August 16th.
I'll tell you what, he said he liked the 6 week camp, but DEON looked lean and mean.
Oh, dude, you go on Google, man, and check him out, dude, man. He's fucking shredded like Parmesan. I mean, he's straight nasty, dude, man. I mean, and you can tell that he's got the will and the determination. And plus, you know what, man? I think guys like that are dangerous, man. Like when they've had some early troubles in their youth. Like look at Mike Tyson, man. I mean, he was robbing and mugging people and beating up grown men at like 9, 10 years old. You know what I mean? Like this guy, the Equalizer sounds like he was having his fair share of troubles, and certainly we can all relate to that, man. You know what I mean? We've all had trouble in our youth or whatever, man. But, I mean, that was very poignant when he said on Facebook, man, that boxing probably kept him from a life sentence or the grave. I mean, that hits heavy, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
Yeah, we all played in these streets a little bit.
Sounds like he was. I mean, yeah, and he alluded to the fact that he'd been in detention home after detention home, every facility in Alabama. I mean, so it sounded like that's prepared him for. He probably steps into a boxing ring and sees another guy across the ring and probably thinks, "Holy shit, this is way easier than my childhood."
Well, also too, I love what he said about his dad coming out of prison and getting him into boxing because that's a great father, man. He saw the road his taken. And where it was going to lead him.
Yeah, shout out to the Equalizer's pops, man, wherever he is, man. I didn't get into asking him if he was still with us here on Earth or not, or if he'd passed or not, man. But shout out, though, man, irregardless of whether he's here or not here, man. He did his son a solid, dude, and put him on the straight and narrow.
Right.
And now look at him, dude, man. He's a menace, dude. I mean, and again, I'm furious at the alphabet organizations because I see guys on there, again, not to beat a dead horse, with 2 or 3 losses, man, fucking getting ranked at the light heavyweight division, man. It infuriates me the same way it infuriated us a couple weeks ago when we talked to Malik Montgomery. I don't understand how a guy that's 20-1 with 17 knockouts and is willing to fight anybody. He took a fight on 3 weeks' notice. Bivol, better BF, doesn't give a shit. Bring him on,
Dude, I agree with what you're saying, though, because, like, where we're at now in the sport, they're putting, like, journeymen up on the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How does dude not get ranked? I mean.
Yeah, but listen, man, if you are not liked and subscribed and notification bell tapped in on this channel, and you're not have found us on Facebook yet, because we're always chit-chatting on there, talking boxing. That's what we do.
I'll be posting some shit later on, man. We got a big fight tomorrow night. Well, at the time of us recording this, it is July 5th. It'll probably be up after tomorrow night's fights, but tomorrow night will be July 6th. We will see Shakur Stevenson back in action from his last horrendous snooze-inducing performance, and we'll see if he can do better against Artem Hartunian.
I mean, Hartunian's going to be there to get hit, man.
Yeah, if Shakur decides to let his hands go and throw some punches.
He's going to be there. We saw it in the Frank Martin fight.
It should be interesting, and a pretty stellar undercard that's going to feature O'Shaquie Foster defending his title, and also Keyshawn Davis in action. So, I mean, it'll be a good ESPN card, too. A freebie, boxing fans, a freebie.
And unfortunately, probably not televised, but a guy I'm really high on, Abdullah Mason, in action tomorrow night.
Yeah, shout out to Abdullah Mason, because I have reached out to him to get him on the podcast, man. And I know he's young and up and coming, and probably a lot of guys are coming at him wanting to talk to him, man. But we're the ones he needs to talk to.
Right.
I mean, this is where boxers have the most fun, coming on our podcast. I mean, come on, man.
Shout out Abdullah, because we're big fans, man.
We're big fans. So if Abdullah Mason is watching this, man, we'd love to have you on, and Keyshawn Davis as well, man. I mean, or you know, any young fighter. I implore any young fighter, if we haven't found you, reach out to us on Facebook, man, because what really gets our goat, man, is having young up-and-coming fighters on. Granted, if you look at through our catalog of past episodes, there's a plethora of legends on there, tons of interviews with legends, and we love to have the legends on. You know what I mean? Like, they paved the way, but we really get excited by talking to the next generation of fighters, the young lions out there that have like 10, 15, 20 fights, you know what I mean, or less even, you know what I mean? Those are the guys that are paving the way for the future. Those are the guys that are going to be, you know, repeat guests, keep coming out here and chopping it up with us, and we get to watch their careers grow and flourish. You know what I mean? That's exciting for me.
I want to say quick before we get off here, shout out my guy Elijah Pierce, man, because I know his fight, he was sick and wasn't able to make the fight. But, dude, I talk to him on Facebook all the time. Like, that's my dude.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
Yeah, shout out Elijah, man.
Oh, so you talk with him sometimes, huh?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. He's a good dude. Unfortunately, man, he had to pull out of that last DAZN card, man, you know, with some health issues, man. But he's the wolf. The hunt continues. He'll be back.
Yep. And with that being said, man, shout out DEON Equalizer Nicholson. Great interview, man. And shout out Gary Busey, because I can go 15 seconds with anything.
Yes. And remember, man, like and follow us on Facebook. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay tapped in, where you get boxers on here chopping it up like they don't chop it up anywhere else. The best boxing conversations in the business. The only father-son duo in boxing media right here, man. And remember, if you want to be a champion, you got to roll with the champs.